Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Today we're talking about My Hero Academia Season 7, Episode 4. And we essentially start off where we ended, with Yuga getting captured, them giving him a speech about how, he will still be useful. Let's go ahead and skip past the intro here. And basically them saying that they're going to try to use him in order to lure All For One out, which is kind of funny because, All For One was using him and now they're using him, so he's just getting used on both sides, essentially. That's where he's at. And he's obviously in a very bad mental state right now because he was like, I did these terrible things. These people are my actual friends and I betrayed them. But at the same time, I was trying to save my parents' lives and my life. So there's a lot going through this guy's head right now. And Aizawa ends up showing up here. He raised her head and he was like, all right, so can you cover their ears so we can try to make some sort of plan? And we as the audience also essentially have our ears covered because we don't really know the plan. All we know is it has something to do with him being used to lure out All For One. All Might, I think, explains part of the plan later on in the episode, but I don't know if that was actually Aizawa's plan or not. So we're just going to have to wait and figure it out. In the meantime, everybody's getting prepared for a battle because that is going to happen very, very soon here. We go see Hatsume, and as usual, she explodes things, and the Buebos all up in Midoriya's face, and he was like, my danger sense didn't even activate, and I was like, oh boy, he's not in danger, but he is in danger. It's kind of a combo there. But she doesn't really know what's happening on the outside world because she's just been working on her stuff the entire time. So she has just been kind of in hero support, working on things. Everything got an overhaul. They're working on more defenses for UA, obviously, for civilians as well. She's taking a look at the gauntlets, and then she was like, you need this stuff fast? And she was like, yep. And then she just starts walking away, and is like, oh, sorry, I can't do it. Goodbye. However, a couple other people who are nameless are like, yeah, sure, we can help you out with that. But, she cannot replicate to a T what their costumes already have, what hero support items they actually have, because she does not have the materials to do so and essentially has to make them from scratch. So she is kind of multitasking here, working on the barrier, getting it better and better at every turn that she can. And then also while she's doing that, she is working on support items that, while not as powerful as the ones they had, they will suffice. So they're gonna be strong, but they're not gonna be as strong until she can get the correct materials to do so. So she throws them at Itadori, making him a butthole head, which I think that's a proper way to describe it. I don't know, his face is squished in here, but to me it looks like a puckered anus, if you will. Does the same thing to Ingenium here as well, Ida, and he is a puckered anus with glasses shoved inside. Having too much fun with this. But yeah, that's the comedy part of the episode. They were just like stuck like that for a bit. Even like while she's giving the speech, you can see on the side profile still happening, but they do eventually pop their faces out, so it's fine. That'd be hilarious if they just like left them a puckered anus for the entire rest of the video. We have, I am forgetting her name, but she becomes giant. I know her powers. She's kind of like, okay, we're gonna go in 3 groups. There's gonna be a Bakugo group, a Deku group, and a Shoto group. So that's the plan. They're gonna go outside on patrol here. We get to see Sun Eater. We get to see Nejire. We get to see Fat Gum. And poor Nejire, what did they do to your beautiful long hair? I know she did get burned up by Dabi pretty bad, so that may be part of that. But poor girl here. Right, Nejire? I think it's Nejire. Yeah, so Fat Gum, I like his character too. He's a pretty cool dude. Then we have the, what is she, like the number 8 hero, if I remember correctly, transforms into the dragon, Ryokyu? Names I'm forgetting. things along those lines. What I want to know is, where is Lemillion? Is he on his own little thing going on here? What's going on here? We got I would argue 4 very powerful heroes. So where's number 5? We then lead to All Might kind of explaining the plan, and basically he explains that he wants to separate All for One. And there you go, wild pussycats. He wants to separate All for One from Shigaraki, because the closer they are together, if they are together, they're essentially impossible to defeat. But if they are all separated, there's a higher chance that they will be able to defeat them. And essentially what they want to do is they want to group off all of the super strong people like Dabi, Spinner, Toga, everybody else, all the higher ups, I would say, in the Paranormal Liberation Front. They want to seclude all of them and essentially attack them one by one, which would make sense, because if you have multiple, if you have 5 heroes against one villain, there's a higher chance that they'll be able to defeat them. And obviously, they're going to all be in the way of getting after All for One and Shigaraki as well. Let the underlings die first. That's All for One's, go-to there as well. So essentially, that is the plan. I like Dabi. I like Dabi's character. It'll be interesting to see how that whole pans out. I'm guessing we're going to have a Shoto Endeavor versus Dabi fight, and they are going to have to decide whether or not they want to kill him. I really don't know how that's going to pan out in the future. Probably going to get it this season, I would guess. I mean, we got, 20 episodes left still? I think I read it's either 22 or 23 episodes. I don't think we're getting a full 24. With Demon Slayer, that is going to be 11 episodes, and I will reiterate that again tomorrow when we do that review. We then have Iwasawa talking to Yuga here, essentially trying to hype him up, tell him what the plan is. He knows he's scared, but he's got to pull all that scaredness out of him as much as he can, because he needs them on his side. We need to fight together. He's basically reiterating that, look, you're not going to be alone in this. You're going to be with your classmates. Come help us. I know we're basically using you the same way as All for One used you, but pick a side that you want to be on. Stick with it. It seems like you want to be on our side. So come on, join our side while the getting's good, and help us out. He basically said he has no idea if this plan is even going to work or not. It could work. It could fail miserably. All of them could die. We have no idea. I feel like it would make sense for Yuga to die, kind of like an atoning for his sins type of moment. So it would not surprise me if during this battle, Yuga ends up dying. I really hope Eraserhead doesn't die. I don't think he's going to, because, typical shonen style is he lost his leg, he lost one of his eyes, I believe, and he is just beat to crap. So usually that means that they're not going to die. Same with characters like Mirko. She got her arm crushed, her legs messed up. So hopefully we can see my favorite girl, best girl again. So it looks like he's on the phone here with All for One, or a contact for All for One. And next episode, we're probably going to possibly get into a battle sequence. I'm not really sure. Or it's going to lead up to a battle sequence, and then it's going to just stop right in its tracks. I'm not really sure how all that's going to pan out. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Overall, I would say this episode probably deserves, I don't know, maybe a 6 out of 10. It definitely wasn't grabbing you. It definitely wasn't like, oh my god, here you go. You got to see Hatsume again, so people like Hatsume. So there you go. Got to see what hero support was doing as well. We got the whole plan planned out and everything. But with a lot of these action animes, it's all about the action. It's all about the fighting. Yeah, it's about the story too, but we like seeing powerful people punch each other here. Well, at least I do. I don't know about you. But that and the fan service. Everybody likes the fan service as well. Let's see if I can find the page with your fan service. We're going to find out. Let's find it. We'll find it. There you go. There's your fan service right there. Some motorboating going on. Yeah, I would say 6 out of 10 overall. Not good. A little bit more good than bad. But an episode that, in general, if you were to rewatch this season in the future, I would say you could probably skip it and not really miss anything. Is it crucial to the storyline? Kind of, but not really. So that's my general thoughts on it. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Hit the subscribe button, comment whatever you want really down there. Just make sure it's YouTube approved, or they will just randomly delete it on you. If it's too angry, if it's too full of swears, subscribe, share, like, comment, all that fun stuff. I'm looking forward to the next couple episodes, and I'm hoping we get a big old crazy battle soon, because that, I think, is what a lot of us are itching for, and I'm sure we're going to get it, and we'll see what happens. Other than that, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good one.